Sports Limelight, episode 71. Hello, Drew.
Good evening, Bill. How's it going?
It's going well. How's it going for you?
Oh, good. Just sitting here watching the BCS championship kickoff.
Oh, yeah, that's that one college football bowl game out of like 50 bowl games that means anything.
That's true. Up until 2014, that's the way it is.
And we bring on our guest, albeit maybe a little down today. Hello, Chris.
How's it going, guys? Nice to be back so quickly.
Nice to have you back.
What's up, Chris?
Hey, Drew. How's it going?
Thanks for kicking my butt in Risk.
You're welcome for the cheating on my part.
Great game of Risk with us buddies over the weekend. It took over 4 hours, and it probably would have taken much longer had it not been Chris's idea for how to speed up the game.
Yeah, first just keep killing till you can't attack anymore, and then steal cards from the deck so that you can get more troops on your next turn.
Next time, maybe we'll play 20 games of Wits and Wagers in the same time period.
We could probably do more than that, man.
Yeah, it's a fast-paced game right there. Of course, I had written sports questions to Wits and Wagers, and my phone deleted them by accident. That was a shame.
And so, speaking of Risk, what's the deal with RG3's knee?
Boy, I need to pat our guest on the back regarding this, Drew. Chris, I remember at the beginning of the season, before the season, you said that Shanahan wants to win now. What could be more win now than running poor Robert Griffin III into the ground, clearly hobbled, and putting maybe the rest of his career at risk?
That is very, very true. And I think the second time I was on, I was talking about how Mike Shanahan was either going to have to get rid of the option offense or he was going to lose RG3's running ability. Didn't have time to go check because this was a spontaneous show tonight. But I'm pretty sure that's what I said. And personal experience, 2 Cinco de Mayo's ago, I tore my ACL on my right knee, so it flexes inward. And what I saw happen to Robert Griffin's knee made me think he tore his ACL because he just collapsed in a heap.
It's a possibility. They're checking with Dr. James Andrews, I understand, today, in fact.
Well, they still have to run the tests and look at it, and if it is torn, see how badly it's torn, whether or not there's extra damage. Because he's a pro athlete, there's a lot of supporting muscle structure, so it really might have just been a really, really bad hyperextension, but I'm betting a torn ACL.
Yeah, and that leads us to our kind of theme for the night. You mentioned that Redskins option offense and how they have to stop. Do you think with the way their season ended this year, is the offense all dead?
All dead, all dead.
Or just mostly dead?
Well, it just so happens that your friend here is only mostly dead.
Well, it's not all dead nor mostly dead. They're just going to have to pull back on the number of times they do the read option play. Probably a little bit more bootlegging just to utilize the speed. But that offense will be mostly the same. They'll shore up actual pocket passing plays, just make it easier for Cousins when he comes in, so that it's not a radical change in playbooks between the 2 quarterbacks.
I'm going to have to agree with Chris. Hopefully they just cut back on the whole option running. But I must say, as a general fan of the NFL and history, it'd be a shame to see Griffin go down like this. I was really excited to see him and Luck and Russell Wilson go out for the next decade.
Yeah, he'll be back. It's just a matter of how. I don't think he's going to run for 800 yards again next year. But, Chris, as you said, the bootlegging is definitely a great idea. You know, use his mobility, move the pocket, things like that.
Yeah, and there's no way this guy's career is done. He's too good of an athlete, too young in his career to be done. So, worst case scenario, he doesn't start until, the first game of the season with his actual activities with the team.
Yeah, we'll trust modern medicine in this one. Maybe, 30, 40 years ago, a knee injury like this would be crippling for the rest of a guy's career and life. But I think, maybe not quite the level of Adrian Peterson this year, but RG3 will be back.
Yeah, but the key is that he's young and he's healthy before the knee injury, so he should be just fine.
Now, the next topic, the Houston Texans kind of coming into the playoffs as a 12-4 team, getting about as little hype as you could get. They squeak by Cincinnati, now going to New England. Are they dead on arrival there?
All dead, all dead.
Or do they still have a chance?
Well, it just so happens that your friend here is only mostly dead.
Drew, start with you this time.
Well, Bill, I'm going with mostly dead because there's still a game to be played and anything can happen.
Chris?
I'm going to say the Patriots are mostly dead. I'm going to flip that one on its head.
Whoa!
Well, it just so happens that your friend here
The Patriots.
is only mostly dead.
I don't have that much faith in the Patriots, being that great again this many years in a row and so forth. Texans are a young team. Sure, they have injuries here and there and everywhere, just like everybody else. But on a whim, I'm going to say they're going to beat the Patriots.
And there is precedent for this. The Patriots, when they blow out someone in the regular season and then lose to them in the second round of the playoffs. It was the Jets in 2011, same sort of deal, where the Jets beat them in New England.
Yeah, it is not outside of the realm of possibility for them to just collapse.
Next topic, Giants defensive line as we know it. We talked last week about Osi Umenyiora probably being gone, Justin Tuck maybe being gone, not what he once was, and Chris Canty also getting up there in age and has a big cap number. The Giants defensive line rotation, all dead or mostly dead, Drew?
I'd say all dead for now. I think the Giants organization are good at what they do in terms of drafting and evaluating talent. So I think they're all dead for now, but mostly dead come next season or late next season.
Well, it just so happens that your friend here is only mostly dead.
Chris, any thoughts?
I'm going to go ahead and say that they're all dead. Blow that thing up. That way, next year when I actually support the Redskins, it'll be a little bit easier on me.
All dead, all dead.
Plus, that line has been too good for too long for something not to change.
I can certainly see your perspective there, Chris. I think Drew has it here. They can rebuild around Jason Pierre-Paul and Linval Joseph. Reese has shown, while he's shown a weakness certainly for picking offensive linemen, one of his best strengths as a scout seems to be the defensive line. So while they really didn't get the kind of pressure they should have the whole second half of last season, that'll be back to one of the team's strengths next year. All right, let's quickly touch on the other games now, starting with Seahawks at Falcons. Any predictions, Drew?
Is this the year the Falcons break the streak? I say no. Seahawks go in on a roll and tear them up.
I'm going to say the Seahawks are going to win by 17.
I'm going Seahawks as well. They're just red hot coming in recent years. Those have been the kind of teams that advance against the maybe a little rusty team off a bye week. Packers 49ers, maybe the showdown of the weekend between two teams with the best chance to, win the Super Bowl. What do you think, Drew?
Well, if it was in Green Bay, I'd give it to Green Bay, but in San Francisco, kind of a losing last year to the Giants, I think they come in and secure home field next week and beat Green Bay.
Chris?
Yeah, I'm going to say the Niners. They strike me as quite equal teams talent-wise, and I think home field's going to matter. Niners are going to take it.
I'll make it 3 for 3. 49ers helped along by the home field advantage. AFC now, we mentioned earlier Patriots-Texans. I'm taking the Patriots. Drew, you're taking the Patriots. And Chris, you're taking the Texans?
That is correct, sir.
All right. Onward, last one. Denver at home, number 1 seed against the Ravens.
Well, guys, I'm picking the Ravens here.
Ooh, an upset.
Can I merge the Broncos offense with the Ravens defense and root for that?
That'd be a super team.
I'm perfectly fine with whoever wins. I think Peyton Manning is going to carry the Broncos.
I'll take a Denver victory as well.
Awesome.
And one more going back to our theme, the NHL in America, all dead or mostly dead. Chris, we'll start with you this time.
I'm hoping for all dead. We live in a desert. If you have ice, you need to start chopping that up and putting it in a drink. That sport does not belong here, and it's just boring.
All dead, all dead.
Drew, do you have any more positive outlook for the NHL?
Yes, but only because it benefits the rest of us. Mostly dead so that it keeps the hockey fans at bay in their little area, and they don't spread to the other sports.
Well, it just so happens that your friend here is only mostly dead.
And quarantined. I like it. Well, they're having a season, so just like I mostly don't pay attention until it, has to get mentioned on sports radio, I'll go with mostly dead. And finally, bringing it back to the Redskins, Mike Shanahan for his handling of an obviously crippled RG3, all dead or mostly dead. Chris?
His decision-making process is mostly dead. It's his responsibility as the coach to know when his player is full of crap and needs to sit, and he failed in that capacity. Probably one of the most important decisions he's made so far.
Drew?
I'm going all dead here. Shanahan's 60 years old. This is probably his only shot to get deep in the playoffs. He won't be around for RG's prime, so see you later.
All dead, all dead.
Wow. This could be the last stop. Guys in their second acts usually don't go well. You know, guys that have been away for a while and come back usually don't do well. Shanahan is out of chances if he doesn't make this work. Off into the sunset he goes, getting more tans and more of a red face than ever.
I think he's got one more year left in him to actually take this team to the Super Bowl, and that's the only thing that gets him any more time.
What do you think about Kyle Shanahan, Chris? Is he going to get a head coaching job somewhere?
I don't really pay attention to assistant coaches or coaches' kids. They're all obnoxious. I'm trying to watch the game.
And on that note, Sports Limelight episode 71. Thank you, Drew.
Hey, it's my pleasure.
Via Google, as it was this time. And thank you, Chris, for coming on again.
Yeah, not a problem, and a good bazinga to you, too.
Happy bazinga-ing and happy deaning.
Ding, 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 ding.
We'll talk to you next time.